fireman from New York City. But quickly, I just want us to do this before I hand over the mic to him. I want us to stand up 1 minute, introduce ourselves, because by the time he gets the mic, he will introduce himself. I will not be able to have time to talk. My name is Reverend Bumi Akindebe. Thank you very much. And that's Deaconess Boladusha that is just coming in. We are still expecting maybe about 20 more people, but we are going to start. So I'm going to hand over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. My name is Captain Joe Delegati from the Fire Safety Education Unit. Thank you for coming down. It's very important. I'd like to thank the pastor here for inviting us. I'd like to thank you for the suggestion of having basically talking about fire safety education. It's very important, because our unit, we teach about home fire safety. Fire safety in the home is very important, very important. And what we talk about is we talk about the 3 P's of fire safety education. We talk about prevention. We talk about protection, early detection. Working smoke detectors saves lives, It gives you a chance to get out, get your family out, and call 911 from a safe location, And then there is basically fire drills at home, like we have fire drills in our workplace, like we have fire drills in school. Fire drills at home are so important. How do I get out of my home? If I can't go out the front door, do I have to use a window? Does that window have a fire escape? These are things that we have to know. We have to know where we live. We have to know what type of building that we live in. Is it a fireproof multiple dwelling, or is it a non-fireproof multiple dwelling? So important to know these things. We have to do our homework when it comes to these things. It's so important. Knowledge is strength. Knowledge is wealth. And let's talk about prevention. It's all up to us. It's all up to us. It's all up to the adults in the room. Because our job is to protect our families. You okay? All right. Our job is to protect our families, protect the little ones. That's our job. Like they did a great job protecting us when we were growing up. Now we pass the torch on to you. We have to practice prevention. Okay? And when you say prevention, what do you mean by prevention? Well, like what? Well, like what could cause fires in a home? How about maybe the first thing? Carelessness with cigarette smoking. By a show of hands, anybody here still smoke? And it's no knock against you. It's one of the toughest habits to break. Anybody? Does anybody know anybody that smokes cigarettes? Come on, we all do. We all do. And what our unit actually does is, not only do we teach about home fire safety, we respond to fatal fires. We have a fatal fire campaign. And unfortunately, it's usually after the fact. It's after the fact where we'll go into an area where somebody passed away in a fire. And we'll show videos. We all have our big video media truck, and we'll show videos on all different types of things that cause fires in a home. And it's still going on. It's still going on. Fatalities caused by carelessness with cigarette smoking. But usually the common denominator with that is that person lived on their own. That person lived on their own. So if we know anybody that lives on their own, and they might swear on 7 different Bibles that they don't smoke anymore, but when you walk by them, they smell like an ashtray. Their fingers are all basically you can see on their nails a little yellowish, the tinge. They still smoke. Or you walk by their apartment, and you can smell the cigarette. The air, it smells like an ashtray. They still smoke. So, with that, with the knowledge that we're giving you here, teach them. Teach them. If you smoke, smoke outside. And what that does is they're standing up. They're not laying down. They're not reclining in a chair. They're not laying in bed. They're smoking while they're standing up. Especially if they're imbibing in some sort of alcoholic beverage that makes them fall asleep. Especially if they're taking some sort of medication that makes them sleep. Like I said, we still respond to fires, fatal fires, because of carelessness with cigarette smoking or smoking devices. Doesn't have to be cigarettes. It could be anything. It could be anything. We're still responding to those things. Okay? If you know anybody that works for an agency that takes care of the elderly, and they call basically the patients, they call them the clients. And if one of the loved ones of that client still smokes, but that client needs supplemental oxygen, that could be dangerous. And we go to agencies and we talk to them. We say, if somebody in that household that needs supplemental oxygen still smokes, that could cause a fire also. And have a discussion with the loved one, have a discussion with the client, have a discussion with your, basically, the agency that you work for, and tell them, hey, it's dangerous in there. Especially if you're doing an overnight shift. So here this nice person works for an agency, and they're taking care of somebody's loved one. But they have their own loved ones to go home to. But for some reason, the loved one of that client still smokes in that home while they're using supplemental, and they're putting their lives in danger. That's what we do. We go from teaching small children to senior centers and everything in between. Tenant association, we do it all. Plus, we go to the fatal fire campaigns. And part of our unit also, we install working smoke alarms. We install smoke alarms in people's homes. And it doesn't matter how many you need. We'll bring them, we'll install them in partnership with the American Red Cross, and it's all for free. Because working smoke alarm saves lives. Early detection. We can get outside, get our family outside, call 911 from a safe location. Instead of us pulling around the corner and seeing flames coming out of the window, wondering if somebody's still alive in there. Early detection saves lives. Other things that could cause fires in the home. And it's also happened in places of worship also. Carelessness with candles. If you do need a candle, if you do use candles, make sure it's on a sturdy holder. Make sure it's at least 4 feet away from anything combustible. Flowers can be combustible. When they dry out, they can be combustible. Paper, clothing, drapery can be combustible. These beautiful chairs. These beautiful chairs can be combustible also. So please, if you do use candles, make sure it's on a sturdy holder. Make sure it's at least 3 to 4 feet away from anything that catch fire. And also, make sure it's out of reach of small children, pets. They can just knock that right over. So when you leave the room, blow it out. When you leave your home, blow it out. Simple as that. They're all safer alternatives. Battery-operated candles, they're a little bit safer. That's an alternative. That's an alternative. Let's talk a little bit about kitchen safety. Kitchen safety. Especially when I see the little ones over there, the young ones. Let's pretend this is our stovetop. Do you see the handle facing out? Could somebody just grab this and let it fall on top of them? Especially if it's filled with a hot grease, a boiling grease, or boiling water. How could that devastate somebody's life? Or, if somebody knocks into it with their own leg and it falls on top of them. Not only is it a trip to the emergency room, it's basically a second stop to the burn center. And when people think of the burn center, they think of maybe firefighters fighting fires. Yeah, we do go there. But unfortunately, burn centers also have children visiting them because of accidents at home. Because of accidents at home. And a lot of times I'll talk about this, maybe at senior centers or maybe at the schools. Maybe I talk to the parents. And I'll run into an emergency room nurse. And they'll say, yeah, we've had that. And unfortunately, we have no choice, but we have to make a notification. We have to make a notification to Children's Services. We used to call it BCW. I think it used to be called Bureau of Child Welfare. Now it's called something else. But the notification is a must. It has to be made. So we have to be careful with these things. While we're cooking, try to leave a 3 to 4 foot area away from the stove where nobody can go near, so nobody gets hurt. But also, something as simple as having the handle facing in. Having that handle facing in can stop devastation in somebody's life. Child's 5 years old, they get burned. Now they're 15 years old. And we got to explain to them what happened. What happened that day. Like I said, it could devastate somebody's life. If while we're cooking, try, if you can, have a tight-fitting lid, a glove, a container of baking soda, if you can, or even better, a fire extinguisher close by. With the tight-fitting lid, if there's a grease fire, we never want to introduce water into a grease fire, because you could YouTube it and it could spread and it could burn you. So, by having that tight-fitting lid, we could take the oxygen component out of the fire, because fire loves oxygen. The more oxygen you give it, the bigger it gets. If it's small enough, gloved hand, you're taking the oxygen component out of the fire. The fire triangle has 3 legs. Oxygen, heat, and fuel. You take one of those out, it extinguishes the fire. So by this, you're taking the oxygen component out of the fire. You're suffocating the fire. You're suffocating it. If you don't have a tight-fitting lid, sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, especially if it's spread on top of the stove. Sprinkle it on the stove, should extinguish it. Or, safer alternative, an ABC fire extinguisher for Category A fires, Category B fires, and Category C type of fires. And have it hung up somewhere where everybody could see it, not buried underneath the sink, not buried in the closet, especially if you left it basically in the box. Like I see that sign right there that says fire extinguisher. I'm sure it's close by. Gotcha. Like I said, for Category A, Category B, and Category C type of fires. Category A type of fires, ordinary combustibles, clothing, paper, things that you find in the house. Category B type of fires, liquid fuel. Liquid fuel. Grease that you cook with is a liquid fuel. Category C type of fires. Energized electrical equipment. Your toaster that's plugged in your kitchen is energized electrical equipment. And we don't want to introduce any type of liquid on top of that. That's why we have the Category A, Category B, and Category C type of fire extinguisher, which is basically filled with a white powder, which suffocates the fire. And we could stand 3 to 4 feet away from the fire in a safe location. And let's all remember that word pass. P-A-S-S. The P stands for pulling the pin. 3 to 4 feet away, pull the pin out. The A stands for aiming at the base of the fire. The S stands for squeezing the handle. And the second S stands for sweeping side to side with your back to a way out. So P-A-S-S, that's how we use this extinguisher. Category A, Category B, and Category C type of fires, which this is good for your home. But have it hung up somewhere where everybody could see it. Maybe somebody who lives there, or maybe he's somebody visiting you for the first and last time, but at least they know how to get to it. It's not buried in a closet, okay? It's not buried under the sink. And, everybody has good intentions. Yeah, boy, I put it under the sink, basically when I, basically buy stuff, I put the garbage can and stuff like that. I make sure I take it out so it's in the front so I can get to it. Yeah, that lasts for about a whole month. And after a while, it just keeps going in the back, going in the back, going in the back. Or don't have it someplace where you're reaching over a wall of flame to get to your extinguisher while the stove's on fire, and now there's a chance that you're going to catch fire because you're reaching over a wall of flame to get to it. So keep it in a location close by where you can get to it that's safe. And in the meantime, you can get yourself and call out and get your family out too. Okay? Get your family out. Usually it comes in a pack of 2. Usually costs about, $30, $40. Last 10 years. Expiration date's usually on the bottom of them now. It's a one-time use only. One-time use only, so might as well just use the whole thing if there's a fire. Okay? After that, you can call up our friends from the Department of Sanitation, and they'll tell you how to dispose of it. And they're probably going to tell you the same exact thing I'm going to tell you also. What you do is turn it upside down inside of a garbage bag. Expel the rest of the gas out. And then after that, twist off the top. Pour the remaining powder into the garbage bag. The bottom part is metal, top part is plastic. Those are the recyclables. Simple as that. What they don't want to happen is that somebody wants to dispose of it. Somebody wants to dispose of it, and it goes into the sanitation hopper, and now the hopper comes down and crushes this, and they don't want some sort of explosion. We don't want anything to hurt our friends from sanitation, okay? Because somebody can get hurt. All right. People have also, over the years, have asked me, can we call somebody up to refill them and stuff? Not really, because it probably would cost you a lot more money to have these things refilled and repressurized than just buying a new one. Okay? Than just buying a new one. It's probably going to cost, it's probably more cost effective if you just buy a new one. Okay? Let's talk about other things that cause fires in the home. Now, today might be a little chilly out, but this is usually the wrong time of year. But my friend over here, the portable space heater, as small as this is an appliance. Okay? And appliances we have to plug directly into the wall, not into an extension cord, then the wall. Directly into the wall. This is an appliance. Same thing with our air conditioners. So if you have an air conditioner and you have it strategically placed in the perfect place in the window, make sure that there's an outlet close to that window for you to plug it in. Or just find a new place to put that air conditioner, because that's also an appliance. And you cannot plug an appliance into an extension cord and then the wall. It has to go directly into the wall. Directly into the wall. That could cause a fire. Also, make sure it has UL on it. Make sure it has a UL on it. Underwriters Laboratory. That's what it stands for, UL. Underwriters Laboratory. That's a private testing company. That means it's been tested for what it's supposed to be used for. UL. Try not to overload your outlets. Okay? Try not to overload your outlets. If your outlet has 2 plugs, do not piggyback and make it, don't try to power 6 different things in it, because you're taking a lot of power out of that wall and it causes a fire behind the wall. So please, try not to do that. our cell phones. Uses rechargeable battery. Same thing with our tablets. Same thing with our laptops. Rechargeable battery. So make sure that that charger that you use also has that UL on it. And it's also compatible for that electronic device that you're charging. There has been fires over the years because of these simple electronic devices that have to be charged. But fast forward now, years later, what other batteries get recharged, causing massive fires, causing extensive heat, causing basically property damage? E-bikes. E-bikes. Electronic transportation. Even basically what the seniors use. What do they call them, jazzies? Those also. So, and like I said, I've gone to senior centers and I discuss it with elderly, and I'll discuss it with, maybe I'll see somebody riding in with a jazzy, and I'll say, there's no doubt in my mind, there is no doubt in my mind when you purchased that from a reputable manufacturer. And if it breaks down, there's no doubt in my mind that you still have that number from that reputable manufacturer on who to repair these things. You just didn't bring it to anybody. And they agree. And they agree. Especially when it comes to the battery. The battery. They just don't bring it to anybody to replace it with a refurbished battery because that could cause a fire. And that could cause people's lives. So we have to be careful when it comes to refurbished batteries. We have to be careful. And then I'll ask them, I'll say, where do you charge this? I hope you don't charge it right in front of the only way to get out of your home. Because if it catches fire, how are you getting out? How are you getting out? Something that they kind of think about. Try, and sometimes even with our cell phones too, try to charge it up and have it maybe up to like 75% or something before you even go to bed. And definitely don't charge it up while it's sitting underneath your pillow or on top of your couch or on top of your bed. Try to have it as charged up as possible, as full as possible, just in case you need it in the middle of the night. Just in case the weather says there's going to be a storm tonight. We might have some power outage. You might need that phone. And sometimes when I'll tell this to my own children, and they're in their early 20s. I'll tell them, make sure your phones are charged before you go to bed because they're expecting tornadoes, they're expecting high winds tonight. Oh, that's okay, I'll just charge it up if it runs low. And I was like, well, which part of power outage didn't you understand? Make sure it's charged up, okay? Because you never know where you may need it. You may need it in the middle of the night. Let's talk a little bit about fire drills at home. Fire drills at home. How are we getting out? If there's a fire in our home. What type of building do we live in? Do we live in a non-fireproof multiple dwelling? That means the whole building's combustible. Do we live in a fireproof multiple dwelling where cement floor, cement ceilings, high-graded sheetrock on each side, which will contain the fire? Or do we live in a private dwelling? 2 units or less. 2 units or less. But we have to know what type of dwelling that we live in and what to do. And what to do if there is a fire. In each and every one of them, yes, fire is in your apartment or your home. You have to get out. You have to get out. Fire is in your, like I said, in your apartment. Okay? You wake up in the middle of the night, early detection, you have that working smoke alarm, it goes off. Everybody hold your ears. It's just a test. Smoke. Carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. Last chirp means you need a new one. Okay. Your smoke alarm goes off. You're in your bedroom. A little bit of smoke coming into that bedroom. You make your way down. You get off the bed. Make your way to a wall. Work your way around the room. You get to the door that leads to basically the rest of the house. You feel the door at the back of your hand. You feel it. You feel it. It's hot to the touch. You do not open that door because you have fire waiting for you on the other side of it. You may have to go to a window and try to get our attention by basically with your fully charged phone, and you can basically hit the flashlight, shine it out the window, because on an initial alarm of a fire, we have firefighters going around the perimeter of the home to make sure somebody's in a bad way, to get our attention. To get our attention. Or, with your fully charged phone, let us know where you are. There might have been an initial call for a fire in your home or in your building, but let us know where you are. What apartment you're in. Are you in the bedroom? When you look outside of your bedroom, what do you see? Do you see the front of the, you see the front street, you see the back, you see whatever street that is, or whatever will get our attention, whatever landmark will get our attention. Do you see the blue building? Do you see the pink building? Something that we can see from the outside, that we know where you are, so we can come get you. Just in case. So have that phone charged in case of emergency. You get to different scenario. You get to the door. You feel the door at the back of your hand. It's not that hot. Open it up slowly. Work your way out. Work your way out to try to get out through your main door to get out. If you live in a building where it's a non-fireproof, and now you get to the door that leads to the hallway, and that's hot to the touch, don't open up that door that goes into the hallway. Because basically you're going to go into a hallway that's filled with smoke and filled with fire. You'll have to make your way to the fire escape. So that's why we always say, please try not to block the fire escape, the window that goes to the fire escape. And please do not padlock a gate that goes to that fire escape. Because you can say to yourself, well, if there is a fire and it's padlocked, I can get to the key. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because that room is going to be filled with smoke. And you're not going to be able to find that key. And also, maybe in a state of panic, you may not be able to open up that padlock. So try to use a gate that has basically a lock that you could just pull up and slide over. Whereas you could get out, but somebody can't reach around and get in. Okay? Try to keep that fire escape clear. Not only for yourselves, for people coming down, and also if firefighters have to go up it to do searches, so it doesn't impede them also. Let's give you guys another scenario. Same type of building. Non-fireproof multiple dwelling. Fires anywhere in that building. You still got to get out. It doesn't matter if the fire started in your apartment or not. It doesn't matter. You still got to get out. You make your way to the door that leads to the hallway. Feel it. Is it hot to the touch? No, not really. Open it up slowly. If the fire is below you, you're on an upper floor, but the fire's below, but the smoke and the heat, because somebody left the door open on a lower floor, we don't want to basically run into the smoke and the heat. You still have to use that fire escape. But I'll give you another scenario. You slowly open up that door to the hallway. It's not filled with smoke. It's not filled with heat. We'll use the stairs to come down. But do not use the elevator. Do not use the elevator. Okay? Because basically, in an elevator, somebody just said it's dangerous. In an elevator is basically like a chimney. And the elevator car is basically an electronic box, which could actually malfunction if you're trying to escape going that route. And if it malfunctions, it can take you to the fire floor. And we don't want that, unless you're a professional firefighter. We don't even want that for professional firefighters either. We always tell professional firefighters, if the fire is on a certain level, we take the stairs anyway. Because we don't want basically the elevator car to open up on the fire floor. Even in a high rise, we'll go 2 floors below the fire floor, and we'll just take the rest of the way up. Because basically, that's why they have fireman service and stuff. But that's just a different story. But we never want the doors to open up on a fire floor. We want to basically go up a couple of stories below, from below. Okay? So, the building that you live in, you made it out, you made it down the stairs, you made it out into the street. Now we all go to our safe meeting location. The one that's we designated, our family designated. That's where we're going to meet. That's where we're all going to meet. And make sure that everybody's safe. Like when we go to the schools, we tell the kids, hey, you got to go to your safe meeting location. And if somebody's missing, you let the firefighters know. We have the equipment to go back inside. Okay? We have the equipment to go back inside. Looking at the little ones over here, the children. There's no doubt in my mind. If, for some reason, thank goodness they made it out of the building. They made it out, but they didn't go to their safe meeting location. There's no doubt in my mind that one of the adults would want to run back in there to make sure that they're okay. But the only thing is, we don't want them to get hurt, especially if they made it out. And they're safe. but somebody ran back in there because they weren't at their safe meeting location. We don't want that to happen to anybody. You let the firefighters know we have the equipment to go back inside. And plus, by you telling us, hey, their bedroom is right there, especially at night, at least that kind of tells us where they are, where they might be, where to start looking. So it's very important. It's very important that we, basically, that we make sure everybody's okay, we have a plan, and we practice those fire drills. But know what type of building that you live in. Do you live in a high-rise, multiple dwelling? Yes, fire's in your apartment. You got to get out. Make sure that door closes. That door closes automatically. Never take the elevator. Same circumstance. You get trapped in there. Fire, like I said, the automatic doors. You got out. You went to a floor below safely. The door's shut. We can come in. We can put the fire out. Now suppose fire's on a lower floor. The door didn't automatically shut for some reason. Maybe somebody had a welcome mat. It stayed open. They got out safely. They had working smoke alarms. They got out safely. They got down the stairs. But now all the heat and the smoke goes out into the hallway. Somebody lives on an upper floor. They looked out the window. They saw basically the fire trucks out front. They saw us hooking into the fire department connections. And they did what comes instinctually. My building's on fire. I'm getting out of here. Where they could have safely sheltered in place, especially if they were on an upper floor and they were a few floors above the fire. Even if a little bit of smoke came underneath the door, we could take wet towels, put it under the door. And with a fully charged cell phone, we can still call 911. I'm on an upper floor. There's a fire in my building. There's smoke coming in. What do I do? And I said, a little bit of smoke. But a little bit of smoke to me may be nothing. But how about to an asthmatic? How about to a person that has trouble breathing? A little bit of smoke could be a lot. At least let the 911 operator know that. Let them know that. And be guided by their instructions. So what we could do is basically, and they're probably going to tell you the same thing I'm going to tell you. Is it your apartment that's on fire? You'll say, no, but the smoke is coming in. So you take those wet towels, put it underneath the door. If it's some sort of HVAC system, basically with the vents, if you can, not the day of the emergency, but take basically maybe cardboard or maybe sheet metal on magnets and stuff and basically put it next to the vents. So to make sure that basically the smoke doesn't come in that way. We could do that also. Usually, if it gets bad enough, the incident commander outside will make a determination, hey, you know something? Even though that's not the fire department, maybe that's on the same side where the fire is, smoke is basically impeding into people's apartments, let's start performing some evacuations. Only if the incident commander makes that determination. and depending on what type of building it is. So, what I don't want to happen is fires on, especially in a building that's a fireproof multiple dwelling, non-combustible building. What I don't want to happen is basically fires in somebody's apartment. They got out. They had working smoke alarms. Working smoke alarms are great. They got out. Unfortunately, the door was left open. Now, all that heat and smoke goes out into the hallway, down the hallway, up the stairs. I don't want somebody basically who didn't read that fire safety, basically that fire safety report or letter, whatever we want to call it, that's supposed to be in the back of everybody's door, that's supposed to be given to you every year, telling you what type of building that you live in, telling you what to do if fire is in your apartment and what to do if fire is not in your apartment. Now, a person decides that they want to leave that building, but the fire was on a lower floor, and now the heat and smoke goes up the stairs. I don't want somebody running into that because, unfortunately, in a fire, most of the time, the fatalities is caused by basically smoke inhalation. Because fire causes smoke, and in that smoke is carbon monoxide. And that's what usually causes the smoke inhalation, which people basically succumb to that, causes the fatalities. So working smoke alarm saves lives. Practicing prevention, practicing protection, working smoke alarms, and practicing fire drills can save your life. If somebody needs smoke alarms in their home, I'll give you a phone number. It's basically the FDNY in partnership with the American Red Cross. They'll come to your home. They'll bring the detectors, and they'll install them in your home. And everything's for free. Everything is for free. So if one person wants to take down this number and give it to everybody, the rest of the congregation, you can do that. It's called Sound the Alarm Program with the American Red Cross and the FDNY, the Fire Department of the City of New York. Sound the alarm. And the number is 1-877-RED-CROSS, and leave off the last S. So that's 1-877-RED-CROS, and leave off the last S. Numerically, that number is 1-877-733-2767. That's 1-877-733-2767. It's a great program. We go all over the 5 boroughs of the city of New York. And they'll bring them and they'll install them. Everybody should have working smoke alarms, early detection. Very important. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Give out a fire extinguisher?
No, unfortunately, we don't give out fire extinguishers. Unfortunately, we don't. You know, it's maybe we'll start doing that. You know, but it is. It's sometimes, you know, it's sometimes with an extinguisher though, different people react differently in a fire. You know, like, you know, one person may use it, you know, even though they know how to use it, but they, you know, they might get nervous or something. So, And we usually with an extinguisher, though, we want, basically, when we encourage people to make sure that that fire isn't spreading. So if it's in a waste paper basket or it's confined to the top of your stove, okay, well, we want to make sure that it's not spreading because we don't want anybody to get hurt while they're trying to fight their own fire. So it's like one of those things where they used to have the extinguishers. I remember the extinguishers would have a couple of numbers on them. And actually would say, like, how many square feet or even cubic feet that a layperson could put out with that size extinguisher. A layperson, which is not a professional firefighter. Okay, a layperson is like somebody like me, anybody. So they used to have them. I don't see those extinguishers anymore that has that number on it anymore. I don't know, maybe because of lawsuits or something, maybe somebody, got hurt because it said you could fight that fire, but that person got hurt. Who knows? So I really don't see that anymore. All right, folks. You mentioned something about CPR. The CPR van is literally down the block. That's our next location. Yes, sir. About the what? Oh, PASS. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, not the top of the fire. Okay, I'll just be quickly. Sure. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, say this is your top of your stove, okay? And now, the grease fire got really hot. So, we basically, I don't want anybody to go near it because they're gonna burn themselves. So at least if you can stand about 3 to 4 feet away from the fire, you would pull the pin out, you would aim at the base of the fire, not chase the flames, because what will happen is you'll knock it
So, where's Omolola? Before those that came late, the captain acknowledged Omolola for starting all this again. So we thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome.
And again, that's the young lady in yellow. Yes. Captain, say thank you to you.
Thank you. Special shout out. Thank you.
Yes. let's clap for the captain.
Basically, her questioning, and basically, hey, you know something? We've been here for a while. Does everybody here know about fire safety? And everybody was honest. Hey, you know something? We could always use a class. You could always use a class on fire safety. And if you're affiliated with some sort of organization, maybe a school, maybe a senior center, tenant association, anybody, you can go onto our QR code, and basically on it, it'll bring you to FDNY Smart. And with that, it'll say requesting a lecture. And just fill it out, and we'll make it happen. It'll just ask you a few questions, you know, of course, what's the address, of course, and how many people, what languages, and very simple. And we'll make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. So the forms are here, and we can take them home after the class. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Okay. Yes. So we'll be waiting now for the next for the CPR class. They are here. Okay. All right. So, Captain, that man is works for the fire department.
Oh, okay, great. Where do you work? What, headquarters? Oh, very nice, very nice.
Nicole, please come. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you. Let's clap, please. Yes, give them out. Yes. Forever, we'll be making reference to Omolola. All right? For life. So, is that? We are ready, yes. Yes. Hello, church. Yes, we want to start now the CPR class. So let us clap for our trainers. Thank you for coming. Yes. Please, ushers, tell people that are outside to please come in. And let us move forward here because so that we can see the demonstration. Let's move to this side of to both sides so that we can see the demonstration. Yeah, my brother, you're okay there? Yes, yes. Let's move forward so that we can all see the demonstration. Yes. We were just thinking that should we do that, should we not do that, and now it worked. Yes. So before I hand over to our trainers, please, we'd like to introduce ourselves to you. Uh, where's Omolola again? Yes. we thank you for coming. The church, we have been in existence for over 30 years. We have not done this before. We went for a program in a March in Providence, and one of the children that was born, raised in this church, who is over 20 years, challenged us, we the pastors, that I have been born, raised in this church, that we've never done any fire drill, we've never done a CPR training, and so that brought us to our knees, that yes, we may be preaching, we may be praying for them, but there's something that are basic that has never been done. She's over 20 years. So this is what led us calling a fire department, and here we are. They said she's somewhere there. When she comes back, I would like to introduce her to you, the lady that made us be doing what we are doing today. So let us clap for them for coming, please. Thank you. And I'm going to be handing over to you now. Yes. Yes. Well, I may stop you when she comes in, so that I want you to know the lady, right? Okay.
We don't. I think I could talk without the mic. You guys hear me? You guys all hear me? Okay.
Before you start.
Okay.
Again, this is the young lady. Yes, let's give a shout to her. Let's clap for her. That led to all these. So we thank God that, like I said, we preached, we pray, but it brought us to reason deeper. So that's why we are here. Thank you.
Hi guys. So we're here from the CPR unit, and we'll go around, and we teach compression-based only CPR. Has any one of you guys ever participated in a class or taken a CPR certification? You guys? Okay. I'm sure you guys have seen CPR on television, right? It usually involves some chest compressions and then some mouth to mouth. Today we're going to be teaching you a completely different way, right? We're not going to ask you to check for a pulse. We're not going to ask you to put a person by simply pushing down on the chest and letting the chest go back to its normal form, right? When we push down, we're going to release all that oxygenated blood into the system, and then we'll let the chest go back into its normal form, and that heart is going to get all this oxygenated blood again filled back up, and we're just going to keep doing that, right, until the ambulance comes. Like I said, so if this guy is on the ground, all we're asking you to do is yell out to him, hey, hey, are you okay? Right? If he doesn't respond, then you know something is wrong, right? So I want you to kneel down, and I want you to ask him with both hands, hey, 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 are you okay? We want you to tap him on both sides of his chest. Maybe he has a medical condition that doesn't let him feel one side of his body. Maybe he had a stroke or a traumatic brain injury, anything. So we want to make sure we cover ourselves and we touch him on the chest with both hands. If he doesn't respond, something's wrong. Who's the number that you call in case something is wrong? 911, right? So we're going to ask you if you're in a public setting to get someone to help you. So you in the black shirt, call 911, and if you can, get me an AED, an automated external defibrillator, right? And we're going to attach that to the chest, and hopefully we can shock this heart back to a functional rhythm. We'll teach you guys that later, okay? All right? So he's not responding, right? We got help coming, right? 911 is coming. We want to make sure that he's breathing, all right? We're not just going to do CPR on people who are breathing. He might be not responsive, right? He might not listen to you. He might not respond. But if he's still breathing, do we do CPR? No, right? We're only doing CPR on those who don't respond, who don't show any signs of life. What's the sign of life? Breathing, the most important one. But moaning, groaning, blinking, anything that shows that he's alive or she's alive. If he's not showing any of that, we got help coming. We want to see if he's okay. He's not breathing. All I'm asking you to do is take a look at his chest and see if that chest is going up and down. All right? Because when we breathe, our chest goes up and down. Okay? If his chest is not going up and down, we're going to start CPR. Okay? We're going to take whatever your dominant hand is, righty or lefty, take the heel of your hand. We're going to place it right at the center of this chest. Right here. On the mannequins, he's going to be in between the two nipple lines, right? He's going to be right here. When you pledge allegiance, right here. All right? If the person has a collared shirt, the third button, 1, 2, 3, that's where we're going to put our hands. Okay? If it's a female, where the bra meets at the bottom, the underwire, that's where we're going to put our hands. Okay? So then we're going to push down on the chest. At least halfway down the chest. At least halfway down the chest, right? It's about 2 inches, but we don't have a measuring tape, so I want you guys to just at least push down halfway down the chest. Keep in mind, if they're a bigger person, you're going to have to be a little more aggressive, okay? If they're not as small, as big, you don't have to put as much aggression to it, right? To get halfway down the chest, okay? I want you to push 100 to 120 times in 1 minute. That doesn't mean that we're stopping after the minute is over, right? That's just the tempo that we have to keep, okay? So it's 2 compressions every second. It's going to look like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We have these songs that we can kind of listen to in our head to kind of keep a tempo, like Staying Alive or Baby Shark or a bunch of songs. And all it is that song has 100 to 120 beats per minute. And that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to circulate that oxygenated blood through the system. If while we're compressing down on the chest, we break ribs, it might happen. Do you think we're going to stop? No, right? Because if this person is not showing any signs of life, right? No breathing, no moaning, no groaning, and you don't see him breathing, what does that make him? Dead, right? So we're only doing CPR on those who are dead. So I don't care about his ribs. The most important thing is to get that heart going, right? Ribs heal later. Let's get this person back to life, okay? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're not going to stop. Now, if you start feeling dizzy, start feeling like you're going to collapse while you're doing CPR, I want you to stop, right? We don't need 2 people on the ground, right? yell at you and tell you to stop, I'm stopping. All right? I want you guys to keep safe, okay? We have the police coming, we have the ambulance coming. Remember, you already called 911. Okay? So we're not going to stop. The third time we're going to stop is if all of a sudden this person comes back to life. If you see any type of signs of life, especially breathing, do we still need to do CPR? No, right? Because now they're alive. But we don't want to keep them on the ground, right? Because if we keep them on the ground, all this pushing that we've been doing on the chest might bring up whatever he might have ate, or maybe there's some bleeding. We don't want him to choke or her to choke, right? So we want to put him in this position. It's called recovery position. We're going to grab him by the shoulder and this imaginary hip, right? We're going to put him on this side. You can do it any way, either way, right? Just remember, if you put him this way and he vomits, where's he going to vomit on? On you. So I'm a big fan of vomiting away from me. Right? I don't like to get hurt. So as long as he's okay and he's breathing, we're just going to leave him like this until the ambulance arrives, right? If at any moment they show that they become lifeless and they go back into cardiac arrest, all we're going to do is put him right back on the back. Careful with his head, right? We don't want to throw him on the back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We have what's called the Good Samaritan law. I know some of you guys might be a little scared that if you do this and you hurt somebody, that you could get sued, right? It's New York. People are going to try to sue you for anything. But as long as you're being a good Samaritan and you follow the guidelines and you don't start doing stuff that you've seen on TV, you're going to be okay. They'll try to sue you, but you'll be good. You'll be covered by the Good Samaritan law, right? Keep that in mind. It's hey, 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 you're okay? Not hey, 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 you're okay. Right? If you're outside, people have a tendency to take out their cell phone, right? And start videotaping you, right? And it just doesn't look good if you're slapping the dead guy in the face, right? So hey, hey, okay? Keep that in mind, all right? If the guy has a big jacket on, we're going to expose the chest, right? We want to take the jacket off to see that person breathe. You got to make sure they breathe. If they're wearing a t-shirt, it's no big deal. Okay, we can just probably see it through the shirt. We'll leave it as is. If he has any jury, just take the jury and shift it towards the back. I know you might be trying to do a good thing, but you'll take it off, maybe put it in your pocket. I'll give it to him later. You end up with it in your house. And you stole something from his head, right? So just keep that in mind. Little things to keep in mind. Things that might throw you off. If it's a pregnant female, you might get a little thrown off because you see the baby bump. Do we still do CPR on a pregnant female? Yes. Yes, right? In order to keep the baby alive, you got to keep mom alive. Okay? All right? So I'm going to have you guys do this with us now. I just need you guys to, from this row, just line up on the mannequin.
From this room?
Yeah, just kind of. There's not too many, so we'll take turns, okay? So just kind of pull in the mannequin.
Do you want a tie mic? You don't have to use a microphone. You can just keep this in your pocket.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we're live streaming it to the people we hear.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Am I still talking on?
No, it's fine. But just to amplify your voice. Yeah.
All right, cool.
And then let me turn it.
You guys got it? Oh, wow. So from the very beginning, right? You walk into this room, someone's on the ground, right? You want to tap him. Go ahead, tap him. See if he's okay. Hey, 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 are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you alive? All right. He's not responding. Get someone. Tell the person next to you. Call 911. And get you what? An AED. An AED, automated external defibrillator. So now we just want to check to see if this person's breathing. Take a quick look at their chest. See if their chest is going up and down. Okay? Do you see any chest rise? If you do, we have issues. All right, we don't see any chest rise and fall. Take the heel of your hand, center of the chest. Take the other hand, overlap it. Okay? You're going to overlap the other one. You're going to tighten up your elbows. You're going to get nice and strong up top, and then you're going to lean forward and put your chest over their chest. All right? Just kind of tighten up here. There you go. All right, you guys got it? Now we're going to push down, all right? 120 times, right, in a minute. That's 2 compressions every second, okay? Come on, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. At least halfway down the chest. If you hear the mannequin clicking, that means that you're going far enough. If you get a little tired, take a couple seconds to yourself. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. I'm not gonna make him do the whole. I'm not gonna make him do the whole 2 minutes. Right? All right, guys. All of a sudden, you see some signs of life, right? It's a little tiring, right? So think about it. We're gonna be here for a little while. So now you see signs of life. What's the position that we put him in? We're gonna take him to the side, put him in. That's called recovery position. Okay? Just you gotta make sure you hold on to them. Yeah. You gotta make sure you hold on to them. All right? All of a sudden, he becomes lifeless. He looks like he's back in cardiac arrest. I just need you to put him back on his back and just kind of start all over again. All right, there you go. So you see, we're just circulating that oxygenated blood, all right? You guys could switch out, actually, with the other members, okay? You guys are good? You guys are good. Thank you, sir. Guys, if you guys have anyone that's willing to help you guys, we recommend that you switch. Exactly. You got to switch. Let me ask you a quick question. If you walk into this room and you see about 8 people on the floor, are you going to start doing CPR? No, right? That doesn't seem like a safe situation, right? If all these 8 people decided to go into cardiac arrest at the same time, something's going on, right? So just keep that in mind. All right? There's one more. Ah, they got you. They got you. So from the very beginning, we just want to make sure this person's okay. Tap him on the chest. Ask him if he's okay. There you go. He doesn't respond? Who do we call? Ask your partner. There you go. And if you can, bring an AED, okay? We're going to see if this person's breathing. I want you to look at their chest. Just see if their chest is going up and down. They're not? Safe to say, heel of your hand, center of the chest, and then interlock your fingers. So heel first, and then you can, there you go, perfect. You're going to lock your elbows. You're going to get nice and strong up top, and then you're going to lean forward. So your chest over their chest. Just kind of lock your elbows. Do one of these. There, keep your elbows nice and straight. All right, we're not actually using our arms. We're using our hips to compress, okay? You guys are ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's going to take me no time.
All the way down. Use your weight.
There you go. So all of a sudden you see some signs of life, okay? All right? If you see him kind of waking up, moaning, groaning, I want you to take a second, see if they're breathing. You notice that they're breathing, you're going to put them in the side, right? In recovery position. Yeah, so, yeah. No, shoulder and hip. There you go. Remember, they're going to be, is a mannequin, so they're going to be a lot heavier than this. It might be easier to push him towards you, but keep in mind he might vomit on you. So you just try to do your best, okay? If all of a sudden he goes back into cardiac arrest, you're going to put him right back on his back. And then just show me where your hands goes. You guys don't have to do compressions again. Just show me where your hands go. There you go. All right, cool. Anybody else needs to go? Yeah, we'll do it one more time. If anybody wants to do it again, feel free. We could do it again. She's the only one. Guys, quick question. Where do you think the most cardiac arrests happen? What do you think you're gonna run into a cardiac, the most likelihood of you running into a cardiac arrest? Church. Where's the place that you're at the most? Home. Home, right? So home is the place that you probably run into the most a cardiac arrest, right? If someone's on cardiac arrest on a sofa or on a bed, we're gonna take them on the floor, right? We want to do it on a solid, flat surface. If you can't because they're too heavy, try to find something hard to slide it behind his back, like a cutting board or anything. Make up something. Just put something rigid behind their back. Okay? Guys, from the very beginning, I just want, hey, what's up, young man? I want you to tap him on the chest. Ask him if he's okay. Hey. 2 hands, my friend. Just 2 hands. There you go. On the shoulders, right? There you go. All right, so he's not all right. He's not okay. He doesn't respond. What's the number you're going to call? 911. Get an AED. There you go. We're going to check before we compress. Before we start pushing down, we want to see if they're breathing. Take a quick look at the chest. See if the chest is going up and down. It's not, right? We're going to start doing CPR. Heel of your hand, center of the chest. So right here. So right there. There you go. All right. Elbow straight. Lean on, chest on their chest, over their chest. There you go. And we're going to push down. Come on, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go. That's a good job. Yeah, you're going to keep on. So remember, the ambulance is going to take some time. 6 to 10 minutes, more than likely. So you're going to be here for a little bit, okay? If you see somebody that is willing to help, you switch, right? If they go, I don't know how to do CPR, teach them. I taught you guys in less than 10 minutes, right? So now you guys know. All right, all of a sudden you see signs of life. We're going to stop, check to see if they're breathing. If they're breathing, we're going to put them on their side, okay? It's called recovery position. There you go. Put them on the side. Show me, guys. Good job. If he goes back into cardiac arrest, we're just going to lay him back down on his back, and we're going to start CPR again. Show me where your hands go. Look, put him back on the back, because he went back into cardiac arrest. And just show me where your hands go. I'm not going to make you do CPR again. Go ahead. Just show me where your hands go. But it gets you tired, right? It gets you tired. So, like I said, if at any point you guys feel like you're going to pass out, stop. Do you have to go? Oh, you went already. You did it already? Okay. You guys can stand up. We'll show you what the next thing is.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
We're just going to go over some stuff really quick that he said. Pregnant women, if they're pregnant and you have to do compressions, what you're going to do, you're going to move the abdomen towards the left.
I don't want to drop nothing.
Start compressions. Why are we moving it towards the left side? The heart, the blood, you want the blood to be flowing to the baby. Early.
When the automated external defibrillator, that's the only time that's going to change. And we'll get to that in a second, okay? All right. So an AED, right? It's battery operated. So the first thing when it comes, the first thing we have to do is turn it on, okay? It's going to have 3 buttons. They might look different, but they all do the same thing, right? So we're going to turn it on. We're going to press the green button, and then we're going to put these pads on the chest, okay? The automated external defibrillator, short for defib, right? We're going to call it a defib. That's going to coach you through the whole entire assignment, okay? It's going to tell you that we are to place these pads, and we have to expose the chest. We can't put these pads on a t-shirt or on a jacket, okay? We got to expose them and put it on bare chest. So now we have to take off from the top up, okay? We don't have to take off all the clothes. It's going to come with a set of scissors, right, and a razor. The shears are to cut the garment right through the middle. We'll now expose the chest, right, whether it's a male or a female. It's about bringing this person back to life. It's not about being too embarrassed or looking what's going on, okay? If the person is very hairy, right, and you can't get flush contact on the pad with the pads to the chest, we're going to have to get rid of some of that chest hair. We're not shaving all the chest. We're just shaving where the pads go. The pads are going to go on the right side and the left side. I'll show you.
Just let me.
Got it? So one pad is going to go on the right side of the chest. The other pad is going to go on the left side of the ribs, right? We're gonna have to shave around them, around those areas.
So what he's saying is, if you have two,
We have time.
if
So
you
we're
have
never
two
gonna stop
sets,
CPR.
if you have two sets of pads, what you're gonna do if you don't have a shaving kit, you're gonna take the first set of pads, you're gonna just stick it on really quick, and then you're gonna wax them, right? Then you're gonna take the new set of pads they have in the kit, you're gonna take it out, and then you're gonna put it on, okay?
You said they have 4 minutes, right? So we have 4 minutes to optimize CPR. There's no time range. But if the best case of getting this person back to life is for us to oxygenate them 4 to 6 minutes from the time they go down. Because if not, their brain starts dying. We don't have, if this defibrillator doesn't come in 4 minutes, that doesn't mean we're not gonna try to use it.
It's compressions.
It's compressions. We're gonna start CPR, hopefully 4 to 6 minutes within the time this person collapses to keep his vitals, his organs viable, okay? So we're just oxygenating those, especially the brain. The brain is what's gonna die 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen, okay? So if the defibrillator comes, great. If it doesn't, we're just gonna continue doing CPR. The AED.
Does the same thing.
It doesn't push. We're gonna do
It
CPR
shocks.
throughout the
It
whole
shocks
event. We
you.
do the CPR. This is just in charge of shocking the heart back to a functional rhythm, okay? All right, you understand? We're never gonna stop doing CPR, all right? We're gonna do that until the defibrillator, the AED, tells you to stop. She's gonna run it. She'll show you what it says.
Okay, so the first thing you do with an AED is turn it on.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest.
Apply pads.
Plug in pads connector next to flashing light.
Flashing light.
Apply pads. Plug in connector. Analyzing heart rhythm.
Analyzing means do not touch. So the person that's doing compressions, you have to make sure they stop compressions. They're not touching.
Shock advised.
Shock advised.
Charging. Stay clear of patient.
So when you're gonna shock, you're gonna be
Deliver
sure.
shock
Clear,
now.
clear,
Press
clear.
the shock deliver.
Shock deliver.
Paused. If needed, begin CPR.
Then you're gonna say, okay, start compressions again. And then after 2 minutes, this machine is gonna reanalyze. It's gonna tell you stop. It's gonna reanalyze and let you know if it needs to shock the patient again. Okay, and then it'll do the same thing over and over and over. That's it. So I want 2 volunteers, or you guys, we can do it.
And then they have them do it.
Yeah.
So me and my partner are gonna do it the way it should look, right? And then you guys will get a chance to go, okay? I'll start the CPR. You come with the defense. All right.
I already have on the mic. Take it off. All right, here. Oops, sorry. I'm already on the floor. It's easy to get down, hard to get up. All right, so we're just gonna do it like if somebody came. So I arrive, somebody's on the floor. Hey, hey, are you okay? No response. Tap, tap, no response. I'm gonna pinch them, no response. Hey, you in the blue shirt, call 911 and get in. Yes, you, sir. Okay, no breathing. Take my hand, I'm gonna start compressions. As you see, I do not stop compressions for him to work with the AED. He's gonna work around me, okay?
Apply pads to patient's bare chest. Plug in pads connector next to flashing light. Apply pads. Plug in connector. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
Don't touch, don't touch, don't touch.
Shock advised.
Saccharide, don't touch.
Charging. Stay clear of patient.
Clear, 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 clear.
Deliver
You turned it off.
You killed him.
analyzing heart
I know. I was supposed to touch this button.
Charging. Stay clear of patient.
Clear, clear, clear.
Deliver shock now. Press
Clear,
the orange
clear.
button now. Shock delivered. Paused. If needed, begin CPR.
So since I did compressions, now he will do compressions, okay? So if you have two people with you, what you try to do is alternate every 2 minutes. Or if you're fatigued earlier than 2 minutes, you can switch. All right?
Can I stop now?
Yes, you can stop. So then after 2 minutes, the machine will say same thing it just did, and it'll tell you to stop compression. It'll check to see if the person needs to be shocked, and then it just keep on going and going.
Pretty simple, right? Yeah. All right, you guys get it, right? So at any moment, if that was going on and he shows signs of life, we're going to stop and just put him on his side. We never take the pads off. The pads stay on. Once you put them on, they stay on through the whole event. You wait till the paramedics come and take them off, right? Because if he goes back into cardiac arrest and we run out of pads, we're in a situation, right? So we're going to leave those pads on throughout the whole event. Keep in mind, if there's like a little puddle of water there and he's submerged deep enough that your feet, you can't see your feet, you might want to get away from that. Water conducts electricity. You don't want to shock yourself, right? Same thing with metal flooring. If we're on a subway station and there's some metal flooring, you might want to get that person out of that metal flooring before you decide to hit them with electricity, okay? If you can't, use the extension of the cord, get yourself as far as you can with the cord, and then press the button, okay? Like I said, metal conducts electricity. You don't want to get hurt trying to help somebody, okay? Anybody want to try it? Go ahead.
Just I have a question.
Yeah.
The Samaritan law you're talking about, what of if opposite sex, maybe it's a woman there and I'm a man, you know, do I have to be careful? Yes.
Well, no, like I said, this person is in cardiac arrest. The most important thing is, let's bring him back to life, right? If you want, you can hold a little bit of their privacy, maybe throw a shirt over them, something that doesn't expose them if you want. But at that case, I don't care what you show off of me. I want to come back to life and talk about it tomorrow, right? Right? Like I could care less what you guys, how you see me. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, do we apply CPR on adults, on kids, some ways? I hope
So today's class is going to be for adults, right? From teenagers and above. But what I can tell you is this. When you call 911, let's say it's a small child, they're going to guide you through the whole assignment. They might want you to do some mouth-to-mouth because children go into cardiac arrest because they stop breathing first. As opposed to adults, our heart messes up first, and then, in most cases, and then we stop breathing, right? But it's still the same ratio. It's still 100 to 120 times in a minute, right? It's the same point on the chest. But if we have to push down with 2 hands on an adult to get halfway down the chest, we won't have to be as aggressive with a child, right? Maybe use 1 hand, maybe use 2 fingers, maybe use these 2 thumbs, right? But the 911 operator is going to guide you through the whole event. They're not going to leave you alone, especially with a kid. We get there super fast with the children. I mean, it shouldn't be any difference, but when it's a kid, people tend to speed things up a little more, right? So, but definitely call 911. They're going to guide you through it. Can I get 2 people to help me out with this? All right. Yeah.
You know, when you are pressing, according to the shock, you put one here,
One here?
and the other one here.
Yeah, because we're going to try to shock,
Why okay.
because we're shocking through the heart, okay?
So that when you are pressing, you are pressing from here.
Right, so this is where the heart is at, right? But we're going to try to shock through the heart, okay? All right? Yeah, use this pad too, man. Don't hurt yourself. All right, so yeah, so you come to the building. There's a guy on the ground. You want to see if he's okay. So you're going to kneel down and you're going to ask him, hey, is he okay? Yeah. There you go. Hey, are you okay? He doesn't respond. What's the next step? Before you start anything, you're going to call for help. Okay. What's the number? Right, and if you can, get an AED, right? Okay. So before we start doing chest compressions, we want to see if they're breathing. Quickly look at their chest. See if their chest is moving. It's not. We're going to start doing CPR. There you go. Push down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So he's going to be doing that. You're going to come in with the AED. You never stop doing CPR, okay? It's the most important thing. All right. There you go. First thing, you're going to press that green button. We're going to turn it on. and then just work around him, okay?
Apply pads to patient's bare chest.
There you go. If you have to move your fingers a little bit, sir, you do that, but just kind of stay in the middle position. There you go, perfect. That's a good job. There you go. Now, the machine is going to tell you to stop at some point. Listen to the machine, okay?
Do not touch the patient.
There you go.
Shock advised. Charging.
There you go.
Stay clear of patient. Deliver shock now. Press the shock delivered. Pause. If needed, begin CPR.
So, right, no signs of life. There you go. You're going to do CPR. And then you're just going to go back and forth, okay? The only difference is that every 2 minutes, the machine is going to instruct you, stop doing CPR. We want to check to see if the heart is functional. And if it's not, we're going to try to shock it, okay? That's the only difference. If at any moment you see signs of life, recovery position, okay? If at any moment, you can stop. Yeah, we're going to keep you doing CPR here the whole day. Yeah, and that's it, right? If you, any questions? You guys kind of get the hang of it?
The same thing goes for pets.
So listen, I'm not going to start lying to you. I've never done CPR on an animal. CPR, you won't be able to lay down a pet on his back. You know what I mean? So you will have to Google that. I don't know. You will have to. You got it? Yeah, no problem. Any other questions, guys? You guys have any other questions? So the AED. AEDs are found in places where they have large groups of people coming in, like schools, stadiums, right? Some churches have them. Schools definitely have them, right? I'm not sure if you guys are obligated to have them, but it's always a good idea to have one, right, in case something happens here. You could get those through the American Heart Association. I don't know exactly how much they cost, but make sure if you get it through a reputable source. Don't get it through like Amazon, and then they send you like a box of rocks or something. You know what I mean? You know how everybody tries to scam.
Is it advisable to have it in your personal houses?
I mean, it's kind of expensive. It's not cheap. So, I mean, I don't have one, and I do this for a living at my house, right? Thank God hopefully I never have to use it, but the most important thing is as long as you're doing CPR and you're circulating that oxygenated blood, you're giving this person a chance to live, right? No matter what time we show up as the healthcare providers, we'll come with all the equipment, all right? But if you happen to have a defibrillator on hand, use it. It increases the survival rate to like 30%. Without it, it's like 17%.
Does it expire?
Yeah, the battery life on that expires. So it's good to check the battery. It'll have an X on it when it's time to change the battery. The battery is just AA batteries or AAA batteries, whatever it holds, and then you put it in this plastic case that you insert into the actual AED. You got a question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
We know we spoke about the Good Samaritan law.
Okay.
In the event that you're in a plane.
In a plane.
Have somebody that is down.
Okay.
Does that law cover it?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. As long as you're trying to be a good Samaritan, right? People tend to videotape, so just be on your best behavior. You guys are all adults. You guys know what to do. Any other questions? No? You guys were great. It's pretty easy, right? Thank you.